Are you sure? It doesn't appear on YouTube as the correct. Oh, got it. I'll wait then until it's live. No, actually, if I would like to have your voice like a second commentator, if you want to do it. Hello, everyone. Good evening to everybody. I am Diego Rosado, and welcome to the round two of the FSGP series in 2025, this fifth anniversary season of the FSGP series. Alongside me is Hub Pandora Malen, so hello.
Hello, good evening.
So yeah, Hub, round two of the FSGP series. We had a crazy race in Australia, and now we are all the way here in GPK Shanghai. What are you expecting today?
I don't know, it was a very exciting race in Australia for position 2 and further. For the win, unfortunately, it was not so exciting. Hopefully, this race it will be more exciting. I know from first hand that Guus van Dorenmalen didn't practice much this week, so maybe he's not so good as he was last week.
Yeah, so Gus van der Malen, our reigning champion, started the season where he left off. He had a very dominant win. Having said that, Osilosi showed great pace all the way through the race. He had a few incidents with back markers, which made the gap a lot bigger than it would have been. But I think Losi has a good shot at putting a big fight this weekend here in GPK Shanghai. It's a 16 corner track. It's the last GPK track you developed. For those that don't know, the FSGP series will follow the Formula One calendar, racing on these Grand Prix karting tracks that Hub develops, and all of them are karting-sized versions of the real-life Formula One tracks that Formula One competes in. And of course, GPK Shanghai, it's the latest edition, and arguably one of the best when it comes to racing. It has very good overtaking opportunities, especially the back straight into the hairpin. It's quite wide, and yeah, I think we should be in for a really good race. When it comes to the championship, obviously just one round in, we have Gus van der Malen leading, Losi second, Ronald Beasley, the American driver, in P3. He's new to the championship, so welcome to him. It's good to have new faces, new people for this season. Apologies for the coughing. And yeah, we are set for a really exciting race as we have practice session in the background for drivers to get used to the cars, to the setups they're testing. Remember, qualifying will come afterwards, 10 minutes of qualifying, and then we will have a 24-lap race with a very critical pit stop phase during the race. All drivers are forced to make a pit stop during the event. And when it comes to pit stops, what do you think is going to be the strategy on this weekend? Are you expecting early pit stops or late pit stops or a bit of everything?
Well, the great thing about how the races are set up, you only have to fill your tank during a pit stop with 3 liters, so it's easy to make an early pit stop or a late pit stop. So you have all the possibilities to make a pit stop when you think when it's best. And I think it will depend on when the back markers appear and how easy they are to overtake or not to overtake. But this track has long straights and sharp hairpins, so it's an easy track to overtake.
Absolutely, and it's quite wide as well. It's one of the best tracks to, I think, overtake. And of course, for those who don't know or followed us last year, this year there is a very interesting addition to all the cars. All of the cars are hybrid for this year. They have a small electric engine that drivers deploy as they wish. And we saw it in Australia already. A lot of people were able to make a lot of moves by saving energy and using it to attack. It seems like it's a very popular system with the drivers, and I'm sure it's gonna generate a lot of action and good overtaking for this race as well.
There is a technical issue with Guus, I think. He's not in the server anymore.
Yeah, I noticed he disconnected briefly. Hopefully he's back when when qualifying begins. Um,
Yeah, I know what the issue is with the steering wheel.
oh, so a bit of a technical issue before
Yeah,
qualifying for the reigning champion. That could throw some intrigue, well, some jeopardy onto the.
it would make the race more exciting. Let's have a look if he's. Well, it looks like everything is working as it should be.
Yeah, it seems like the steering wheel issues have now been fixed by the team. So we have Guzman Doremalen at the moment the fastest, but in the same tent we have Losi Losi and Cadillac Crafter not far behind. Jesper Nyberg as well in P4. Jesper Nyberg, another new face on the community, if I recall correctly. I will
Yes,
check
it's
his
new. Yeah.
stats. So he made his debut in Australia, another new face. So another person in pace, and then we have, as I say, a lot of new faces, which is always great to have. Taylor Liu, we also have here in P5. Actually, another notice. Can you also make visible what's the word? There's like another um, uh,
Yeah,
timing stuff for the
uh,
bottom to see who's the driver.
yeah, I know, but it seems not working in practice and qualifying, only during the race.
Really? Oh, okay.
So far as I know.
Could you check the? Okay,
I
can you go
already
to?
checked. I'm switching it on and off, but and I'm
It's
switching
that
driver.
one. I'm not sure if it has another name.
This one.
Leaderboard. Ah, it's that one. Driver comparison. Oh, I'm pretty sure it works because it used to show me like timing splits.
Yeah, but it does
So
during the race, but I haven't seen it working during
ah,
practice.
I see. Uh,
So practice is
do you,
almost over.
do you have the ACTV? Um, what's the name? The ACTV Competizione tower installed because I know it has an option in which you can have. Maybe that one works. I don't know if you have it or not. Uh, th- th- okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, I see. Yeah, I see, I see. Hold up. Can you double check that we are on the right live stream? Because it appears to me that we are on the round one practice server live stream rather than on a round two. Yeah, hold on. Let me show you what I'm seeing. Exactly. Ah, I see. I see. Let's rectify that, and then we'll swap to qualifying. So we can.
So qualifying has started. In the leaderboard at the top, we see practice. That's because the leaderboard is not perfect, but we are in qualifying already. And Guus van Doormalen did already set the time of 1 minute and 1.799 seconds.
Well, I think the tower has done something weird there. It has not reset. But we are in qualifying, and those times are from.
From
Oh, those
practice,
times are.
really?
Those times are really odd because I don't think anybody has been able to post a lap time just yet. We'll follow Gus van der Malen, I guess. Now,
Let's
I
see what.
believe this will be the first time. Now we see everything is resetting now as
Yeah,
drivers go by. So they were times from qualifying. I was
yeah,
very surprised that people had time to.
yeah. So now Thomas is the fastest. Thomas has chosen an all livery for this year.
Yeah, exactly. Thomas Kane, another of our administrators. You may recall him from plenty of interviews we've done with him in the past. Yeah, great to see him racing once more. Losi with a 101.7, so very strong first lap time. Um, it's very interesting to see. And Cadillac Crafter goes P2, another strong lap time. A lot of drivers going straight into the pits after one lap, which is an interesting strategy. With the hybrid system, you get 2 laps on qualifying where you can push it before you run out of energy. So the best strategy usually is doing 2 laps and then you go into the pits. It seems like a few drivers are trying just to do 1 lap and then.
Yeah, but you should not use the hybrid system during your first lap then.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's a bit crowded on the track here.
Yeah, a lot of traffic. Very important to get to get.
A lap in. With all
Yeah,
this
it's gonna
traffic,
be difficult to get a lap in with traffic. Very important for drivers to open their gaps and just find clean air on the circuit. So there we see Gus van der Malen leading this pack. As we see drivers, there we see Taylor Liu struggling on that chicane. That is one of the trickiest parts of the racetrack. That chicane and that very long right-hander. So we see a lot of weaving taking place. Let's see the gaps that are being opened. We see Losi going very wide to get some clean air. Very interesting strategy going on there. And with 5 minutes 40 seconds to go, we have another set of timed attempts going on. through turns 1, 2, and 3. Very long right-handers, very tricky to get them right as they exit now into turn 4 and now into turn 5 as we follow on board with Taylor Liu. They are catching a bit of traffic in front. Oh, that is Losi.
Entries.
Interesting. So Losi is leading this pack. I believe he may have reset to the pits.
Oh, he missed the
Now he
corner.
gets out of the way to let these two cars by us. So of course they are on
Oh,
a time lap, but Taylor Liu makes a mistake. That is the trickiest part of the racetrack by far, as you can tell. Here we have Cadillac Crafter, P3 at the moment, 3/10 off the best pole time. Through the S's we have Cadillac Crafter, he has von Swayberg.
oh,
He did the best he could, he got out of the way.
yeah.
But indeed he's losing time, so he's gonna board
Let's see if somebody
and
has a
try
green
again.
LED.
Taylor Liu. We have Luca Panebianco through the
Yes,
first
he's driving.
corners.
Yeah, let's follow him.
E7. Luca Panebianco always in the distinctive purple livery, so quite easy to spot him on track. It's always pretty cool to see that livery on track. Very, very good looking.
For the people who don't know yet, on the dash, on the display, there is a green LED, which now will become red, I think. When it's green, you're
big,
faster than your
yeah,
fastest lap. And well, he made a mistake, so now this LED became red.
yeah. Big mistake on the chicane. We're talking about that corner complex. It is the trickiest part of the racetrack, as we can tell on
Oh,
this Shanghai
interesting.
circuit.
Sorry.
Losi goes to the top with 1 minute 30 seconds to go. Gus van der Malen, does he have an answer? Let's follow him for this lap, because Losi is on provisional pole. Through turns 3 and 4, very tightly. At the moment, he's not improving his personal best, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad lap, as we just see the LED turn green, so he's on the edge of improving his best lap time and trying to beat Losi. Very clean through turns 9 and 10 onto this very difficult chicane. What can Gus van der Malen do? It's a bit of an awkward exit out onto the long straightaway.
He doesn't have the hybrid system anymore.
I think the LEDs on the hybrid system do not work for us drivers to get better information that we do. Here we have Gus van der Malen. What can he do? Cross the line. It is P1 by 63 thousandths of a second. So in the final sector, he was able to get P1 once more. But the gaps are very tight, and Cadillac Crafter is P3, just 2/10 off. Von Swayberg improves as well. So a lot of drivers now improving, getting their rhythm on this circuit.
Oh.
Yeah, a few drivers trying to get clean air now. Apologies for the coughing as well. Through the S's we go. We are with Jesper Nyberg, who is currently P5.
Oh. What is Losi doing?
By the way, before we continue, did you correct the name of the live stream?
I don't know if I can do this now.
Oh, I see. I don't think many people is joining because they think it's a practice live stream. Anyways, we'll not a problem. We'll continue with qualifying. Let's see if we can get it done between qualifying and the race, just in case. Anyway, here comes Losi.
edge. The moment is not improving. But the thing is with the LED, if you're just 1 millisecond slower than your fastest lap, it still will be red.
Yeah, here we
And
see
it's a
Losi Losi.
yeah. Sorry, yeah.
He may get a good toe. Oh, big mistake. Ah, that chicane. That was a big mistake, and Losi knows it, and I think he has aborted his run. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get pole position. He will start the race in second place, which is a really good place to begin. We'll see if Cadillac Crafter has anything to do about it. But Losi is indeed not improving, and will start at least P2. Let's see Cadillac Crafter. Taylor Liu jumps into fourth place on that very last lap. So Taylor Liu at the very last second able to jump multiple positions onto the second row of the grid. Beasley goes into P10, a podium finisher, Ronald Beasley. He finished P3 on his debut in Australia. And I believe only Cadillac Crafter and Luca Panamianco may be left.
Oh,
And
not
Cadillac
this
Crafter
way.
indeed
What is he
exploring
doing?
the circuit in an interesting way. I think it will be P3 for him. So yeah. Okay, let's see if we can change the name on time before the race. I think we
Oh,
have 2 minutes now to do it. Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. So okay. Yeah. So we are set to go racing here in China. We are set to go racing. And we are underway here in Shanghai, and it's a good start from Losi Losi. Kus van der Amalen has a poor start. Losi Losi goes into P1, into turn 1. And we have Cadillac Crafter around the outside, who gets P2. They're still side by side fighting for second place, but it's Losi Losi who gets the jump, and Cadillac Crafter is in second place. It's a clean start behind. We see a big battle for P6 between Nyberg, Rees, and Vensal, and there's a spin. It's Taylor Liu, I believe, who has spun. And there's some collisions, but they are able to get going once more. You see contact between Nyberg and Panebianco. Panebianco goes wide, so does Taylor Liu once more. Luca Panebianco able to rejoin. Crazy start to this race here in China. Luca Panebianco going all over the curves, bouncing on this chicane, and we have Gus van der Malen attacking Cadillac Crafter. And into second position, down the inside on the main straight. He saved the energy for this moment. And Gus van der Malen takes second place. Oh, the safety car is on the middle of the racetrack. Thankfully gets out of the way. safely. Um, and we have Luca Panebianco pitting. Someone
Already?
is pitting. There seems to be someone in the pits. It's Vensal. Vensal has gone into the pits, so there may have been some incident there. But it is Losi Losi, Gus van Doremalen, and Cadillac Crafter, your top three. Then we have Edwin von Swayberg. We have a big battle here for P6. Andre Rees, Luca Panebianco, Matt Lenner, side by side, and there we have Taylor Liu attacking as well. Big battle on this section of the track as both cars go deep on the chicane and we go into the long straight. Now let's see the attacks. We have Taylor Liu having to defend. Matt Lehner side by side. Ooh, big snap from Luca Panebianco side by side. Luca Panebianco with Taylor Liu on to the final turn. Big attacks coming up into turn one. And Emilio Franco also trying to get a piece of the action. Into turn one, there's contact. Oh, more contact behind. You're swapping places and there's contact everywhere, but thankfully nothing too major. Both, all of these drivers have been able to rejoin and continue on. So back onto the battle for the lead. Here we have Losi Losi, Gus van der Malen and Cadillac Crafter. All three of them within half a second of each other. Let's see how they use the energy to attack and defend. Onto the hairpin. It's very important to not drain the batteries on these battles. You gotta be very careful on how you use it. Losi Losi still leads. Gus van der Malen second. They're approaching one of the lapped cars. It is Bensal, so hopefully he gets out of the way. Remember, lap traffic needs to get out of the way, and it is not doing so. Bensal, I think the leaders are not going to be too happy about this. I'm sure the stewards will certainly not be happy about this.
No.
But Bensal definitely not getting out of the way. Now we head onto the main straight. And now Losi finally has a bit of a... Oh, but Bensal is using energy even to defend. That's definitely not ideal. Now I believe he's slowly realizing he shouldn't be defending against the leaders. And now all three go safely by. Okay, so the battle for the lead continues, and we see Cadillac Crafter trying an attack on Gus van Doremalen. He was overtaken on lap 1. And I think he's going to try to find a way past Gus. We have some big battles in the background. Here we have Franco and Matt Lehner. I would need to practice your surname,
Yes.
buddy. I'm really sorry for that, but Matt Lehner, I think it's how you would pronounce it. Anyway, back onto the battle for the lead. I think Gus van der Malen is definitely using energy this time by having a look into the hairpin, but not close enough to make an overtake. Nearly hits the back of Losi Losi. Everything under control. And here we see Taylor Liu side by side with Luca Panebianco onto the hairpin. Luca Panebianco on the inside. Taylor Liu trying to pass around the outside here on the final turn. They're gonna go side by side. Now Taylor Liu on the slipstream. And unable to overtake Luca Panebianco. Defending really well.
Still have a great battle going on between P2 and P1. His energy is fully loaded, so he can make use of the hybrid system now. But the question is,
And now
what's
Losi
doing?
Losi having to defend big time. Gus van der Malen definitely using energy into the hairpin.
He didn't make it.
Losi covered really well, has to be said. That overtaking opportunity, and now Gus van der Malen almost going to the grass, trying to pass down the inside. That didn't work out, and Losi retains P1 at the time being. Really exciting battle for the lead here in China. We have plenty of action behind as well. We have Thomas Kane and Patarozzi. This is the battle for P12, I believe. It goes all the way up to. Yeah, here we see Jacobs and Thomas Kane having to battle. Thomas Kane goes through, I think, using a bit of energy as well to make that position. And Thomas Kane up to P13. Back onto the battle for the lead. Gus van der Malen. This time by he doesn't have that hybrid energy. That is the thing about the hybrid system. When you use it once, you need to be careful and recharge the battery before you can use it and deploy it once more. Very strategic, this hybrid system. Drivers really liking it. Oh, and there we see Patarozzi cutting the course, going wide.
Sorry.
And there we see a battle for P12. Thomas Kane down the inside of Geiger. I think that's how you would pronounce it. Victor Geiger.
Maybe Geiger.
Geiger.
I don't know
I
from
am
which
not
country
sure.
he is.
Yeah, we need to check. But yeah, definitely big battle. And for the lead, we have Gus van der Malen very close this time. Just 4 tenths. Now onto the back straightaway. What can Losi do this time? He's able to defend still. Lap 8 of 24. And the pit stop window is slowly opening. And I think Soroka has used that opportunity to go into the pits. There we see Gus van der Malen very close to Losi. But indeed, the pit stop window is fully open for these drivers. They can now pit and go to the very end of this race.
Yeah, now could be the time to make an early pit stop for one of them.
Yeah,
For Gus,
we'll
I
see.
guess. Maybe you can try an undercut.
Here we see the battle for P13. The battle for P13. Oh, big slide there from Geiger. Geiger. We're gonna go with Geiger. I think it sounds better.
Yeah.
Geiger losing a position with Jacobs. And now we have Gus van der Malen really close to Losi through this middle sector. Lap 10 of 24. Ooh, and this time Gus is really close. This time Gus has an opportunity. Will they deploy energy? Losi covers the inside. Gus around the outside has to try something onto the hairpin. Gus very late on the brakes. Goes a bit deep and is unable to go by. So Losi survives for the time being, but now onto turn 1. Gus will have another opportunity. Losi covers very well the attacks. Into turn 4 this time.
He has defended his position really well.
Yeah, Losi placing the car really intelligently, covering the inside. Both on the hairpin and into turn 1. Doing a really good job to defend that lead. Now we head on to the chicane another time. And we see This is the battle once more for P14. That's between Franco and Patarozzi. And this time, Gus van der Malen once more around the outside onto the hairpin. But Losi covering really well, not giving any space to Gus. And now into turn one, we have another opportunity. Will Goose try something different around the outside this time? He's gonna try to stick it around the outside. He's unable to do it. It's a very long right-hander. There you gotta be on the inside if you want to make the position. And a big slide from Gus van der Malen as we approach the halfway point on this race. And Luca Panebianco uses this opportunity to pit. So we start to see some pit stops on this race. Andrew Rees, P7, closing on Taylor Liu, who's on P6. Very strong battle. Andrew Rees, obviously a multiple podium finisher on this series last year. And here we have Gus van der Malen trying another time to pass around the outside onto the hairpin. There is contact this time by. Both are able to continue without issues. There we see once again into turn one. We go on board this time. And we see Gus knows he's not gonna be able to pass around the outside. Losi has defended very well so far. So Gus will have to try something different somewhere else. Could the pit stops be the gateway to that overtake? Because now we're approaching the pit stop window. And I'm sure he will try a different strategy to what Losi does.
Oh, that was very close.
Ooh, really close at that moment into turn 9. Let's see the exit here onto the back straightaway. Really good exit from Losi this time by. And Gus is quite far. Losi getting a really good chicane segment. Able to open a big gap onto the back straight. And look at that. Losi covers and goes into the pits. So Losi going for the early pit stop. He thinks it's the time to go into the pit stops. And we have Cadillac Crafter all over the back of Gus van der Malen. So Gus now has to attack, and so does Cadillac Crafter. They both feel like it's a good opportunity. Losi has come out in P3 ahead of Swayberg. So it's a really good pit stop from Losi as he's in clear air. And he will avoid the traffic these two drivers will encounter now. This is Jacobs, I believe, the driver they're about to encounter. So what will Gus van der Malen do on this lap? Does he pit? Does he stay out? What is your strategy?
Does he know if his lap times are better or worse than Losi?
He decides to stay out, so he thinks he has a better shot at overtaking if he tries an overcut. We see some more traffic. That is Thomas Kane getting out of the way.
Losi doesn't have any traffic at all.
So Losi on full qualifying mode. So are these guys who do have some traffic. They are getting out of the way really well, has to be said. So good job from Jacobs and Thomas Kane to not interfere with the battle for the lead. As we see Gus van der Malen pushing now really hard, trying to open a gap with Losi, trying to make the overcut work. Onto the back straightaway we are. Into hairpin. Gus van der Malen will decide to stay out, so this varying strategy is going on now. Very interesting to see this.
Yes.
Both playing the long game. So we'll have to keep an eye on the timing sheets. Behind them we have Edwin von Swayberg in P4. Having a very clean race. Good job in P4 for the Swedish driver. In P5 we have Taylor Liu. And Andre Rees goes into the pit, so also keep an eye on those battles. on the middle of the field.
Looks like
Just
Losey
for
is closing the gap to Guus van Doremalen. It was
yeah,
1.8 now 8 now sorry 1.8.1 sorry now it's a 7.7.
yeah, but at the same time, Cadillac Crafter is losing time with Goose,
Yeah.
so it's important to keep an eye on the real gap between Goose and Losey, and that one is staying quite flat.
Oh yeah, of course. I
That
understand.
it's
Yeah.
it's a very tight. It's gonna be very fine margins, has to be said. Whenever Goose pits, it's gonna be very tight between them, and I think they are going to pit on this lap because, given the pit stop strategies, they don't have that much time left before fuel runs out.
Yes.
A bit of traffic in front. Swaver goes into the pits on this lap. So let's see where he appears. He appears behind Taylor Liu. And
Oh.
we see Gus Van having a bit of traffic. Oh my goodness.
So.
And I am not sure who that lapped car is. He still may have a shot of not of making the overcut work with Goose. It's gonna be tricky for sure. Yeah, he's lost, I would say, a second on that incident, but thankfully for him, he didn't lose the race. He decides to stay out for another lap.
I hope he won't run out of fuel.
Yeah, let's see. Hopefully, they must have everything well calculated to not have any issues. That's for sure.
But we have the stewards really have to look in this incident because this was
Yeah,
really
yeah,
on purpose.
that could be race defining. We have
Yes.
Losey in P3, Taylor Liu in P4, and Swayberg in P5. So Taylor Liu doing a really good strategy then to be in P4. Oh, and Andre Rees loses the back end, having a bit of an issue. Is able to continue. We have Beasley in P9. Obviously, he finished on the podium last race in Australia. Not the best race for him here in China, but good strong points. And here comes Gus van der Malen into the pits, and so does Cadillac Crafter. Let's see how the pit stops go. And it's a short pit stop, and Cadillac Crafter
How is this
jumped.
possible?
Cadillac Crafter has jumped Gus van der Malen, so I believe he may have just refueled one less liter. And look at where Losey is. This is gonna be an intense battle for the lead until the very end. I believe Cadillac Crafter may have put in one less liter than
I
Goose.
think so, yes, yes.
And he may risk it because, you know, it's usually very tight and you have to do some fuel saving to make this strategy work. But for Cadillac, it may be worth it. Onto the back straightaway. What will Goose and Cadillac do this time by? Cadillac on the slipstream. Heading into the hairpin. We have a three-way battle with 5 laps to go on this race.
So everything can really happen now.
Yeah. If I was Jesper Nyberg, I would get ready just in case.
Yeah.
Even though he's 20 seconds behind. No, but I think these 3 drivers, they know how to race cleanly, fairly, and square. So we are set for a must-watch battle for the race lead.
And they have battled each other for some years now, so they know what they are doing.
Yeah, exactly. So Losey leads this race with 4 laps to go. Cadillac Crafter is in second place. Gus van der Malen in third position. Here we have Gus van der Malen gets a good exit onto the back straightaway. Everyone on the slipstream, and Cadillac Crafter is gonna have an opportunity as well. Who's going to the attack 3 wide? Oh my goodness, Gus van der Malen makes the dive work and goes into second place. It looked like for a moment we would have a 3 wide overtake.
Yes. He was using the hybrid system, I could see.
Yeah, everyone was using hybrid on that straight, I feel like. Oh, and look at
Oh,
that!
what's going on with the
Cadillac
Cadillac?
went over the caravan, has a big snap, and he's lost quite a bit of ground. He's 2 seconds behind. He's not out of it yet, but he's definitely uh, with a big gap now to recover. And we see Losi now having to defend from Gus van der Malen. He will have 3 laps to go here on the Chinese FSGP through the chicane. And now Gus has a good exit. Gus will have a good slipstream heading into the back straight once more. We've seen this battle over and over again during this race. Losi goes a bit deep. They're side by side now. Onto the final turn. Losi manages to stay ahead. So far into turn 1 we go. Losi defends with 3 laps to go.
It's just waiting for somebody makes a mistake. And then he
Yeah, I think
goes.
they are both trying everything onto the hairpin. Big contact, they're side by side.
I think Hughes waited a moment.
Yeah, I think so too. It was a very late dive.
He could have
Both of
made it
them,
very easy, but I think he waited.
both of them continue with 3 laps to go. Still plenty of opportunities for the overtake to happen.
I
Onto the
think
back straight we go. Losi trying to break the draft. Goose on the slipstream into the hairpin. And now Goose is really close once more. Losi on the slipstream, having to defend 2 laps to go. Goose down the inside. There is
Oh
contact. There is
no!
contact into turn 1. Incredible racing going on. And Cadillac Crafter once again rejoins this battle. We have 2 laps to go. They will have to manage the batteries and the hybrid systems. Wow, what an intense race we're seeing.
Yes.
I'm ending up speechless with so many attacks and so many overtaking opportunities.
For the
Onto the
people.
back straight we go. This time Losi has a small gap, so it's all going to come down to the final lap. The final 16 turns of this Chinese FSGP.
And there's traffic
Uh,
in front of them.
exactly, well spotted. Traffic will. I think it's too far to make
Yes.
an effect.
I also
So
think
it is the final lap. Losi leads. Gus van der Malen second. Cadillac Crafter third. Who's coming out on top at the end of this lap? Into turn 6. This is a good overtaking opportunity, but Losi is able to defend so far. Through the S's we go. Into the left, into the right.
and
Now
now the
into the
question
double
is,
left-hander.
do they have the batteries charged for
He's
the last long
closing though.
straight? Yeah.
Everything is gonna get used on this straight.
Yeah.
And Losi gets a good exit, but Goose on the slipstream. He is close. On the slipstream, using battery, using energy. Losi covers. Oh,
Oh,
that's a spin! I cannot believe it! I cannot believe it! Losi spun on the final turn. Goose had nowhere to go. Cadillac Crafter goes
so
up into second.
so
And somehow Losi got lucky there to be able to go the right way and win this race. What an
so
incredible. That is one of the most incredible races I've ever seen.
yeah, but the
Oh,
end was a little bit unfortunately.
it was a very, very intense end of the race. But Losi has won the Chinese FSGP Cadillac Crafter second. There's big battles going on here as multiple cars finish this race. We have Andre Rees, we have Emilio Franco, And then we will have Geiger or Geiger. I need to learn his name for the next race. Crossing the line. Wow. You said there wasn't any battles for the lead in Australia. How about this for a change?
Yes. What? Oh, they are all finished. Okay.
Yeah, so the race is now over. And yeah, Lozi is your race winner for the Chinese FSGP. Second place goes for
Gentlemen,
yeah, exactly. It's difficult to see now.
quite the race.
Yeah, it was a great race, and here we have Thomas Kane, who raced today. How was your race from your point of view?
Well, I definitely had some shenanigans that happened at the start, so trying to dodge a bunch of people, and it didn't really work out for me.
Yeah, we didn't catch with all the chaos going on for the lead at the end of the race. We didn't really catch our position. So, in what place did you finish in the end?
I think I got 11th.
Yeah, we'll check once the results are up. Um, yeah, right there, nearly on the points. But yeah, you must watch the battle that we saw for the lead. There was a lot of intense action, and I think we're gonna call Losi to
Oh,
Losi and Cadillac Crafter to the commentary booth. So I think Thomas,
Do you know if Goose is ready as well?
okay,
letting off some
yeah,
steam.
yeah. So we'll
We at least we gave a good spectacle. You were
yeah,
shouting probably.
we'll start with Losi. Congrats on the win, first of all. Um, how much pressure was it during the race? Because you had Goose and Cadillac all over the pack throughout the entire race.
Well, yes, it was very difficult. A lot of pressure, as you can imagine. But I mean, I've already been in many situations like this, and I thought I could get this win. But yeah, it was a bit polemical because at the end maybe I don't know. I feel sorry for Goose too because I made a mistake and he crashed into me. But yeah,
Why
Yeah.
don't we talk about that? What exactly happened there? Did you spin out on your own? Did you hit a curb? Was there a back marker that distracted you?
the excitement of the last corner, last lap, very very little grip. The optimistic with the energy. It was a bunch of things that made me lose control there. And yeah, and I mean, if nobody crashed into me, I would have probably finished third because yeah, Goose got unlucky there. I don't know if maybe I will have some penalties because of some other incidents, but yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see. At the moment, I'm happy with my performance, at least, except for that last
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah, and behind you, Cadillac Crafter finishing second in this race. Congratulations on the podium, first of all.
Thank you, thank you.
Um, I imagine you feel a bit gutted because if you had been able to avoid that final wreck, you would have won this race. But nevertheless, how did that race go?
I mean, especially with the setup that Goose gave all of us, like, I was just able to be so confident for this race. I did pretty much a completely flawless race, didn't make any kind of shit lockups, only once when Goose was trying to overtake me. But besides that, was a perfect race on my end. Still, obviously, a few tenths back from the guys in front, so I'm not that good at that. I'm second place, but still, we'll take it.
Nice, really, really good job. Congratulations on the podium. We have a really wide open championship, so great to see you guys putting a great spectacle. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you in the Japanese GP in 2 weeks' time.
Well, since
So
we're
yeah,
still waiting on Goose, let's keep asking questions. What was your
yeah,
most exciting
Right.
moment? Oh, you are here. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, Goose, great race, great job pushing there until the very end, trying to get that win. It didn't happen in the end. How was your view on the race? Yeah, there was an incident there. Yeah, yeah,
I mean, you definitely had the pace today. You had the fastest lap by quite a large margin, 101.3. I believe the next closest was Lucy with a 101.7. So you were
wow.
basically doing qualifying.
1.4 I did my best lap.
yeah. On the
Well, it
race,
lies.
No,
I'm
on
looking
the
on
race,
the
on the race.
SGP.
Yeah, yeah. So just to put into perspective, Goose made nearly an identical time in the race than in qualifying. So those laps trying to get some trying to get P1 were definitely qualifying laps.
Yeah, so Goose did a 101.366 in
yeah, you're
qualifying,
correct. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
and then in the race he did a 101.382. So what's that? 2/100ths
Yeah,
off of his qualifying pace, which is insane to do that in an actual race conditions.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, but I think also it just slipstream from Lozi, so then I was the whole lap a bit behind, I think, but then
yeah.
just
Then
after the corner onto the back straight, I was just in this slipstream, so then I gained a lot, and
yeah,
also with the use of the curve system. So I think that there it is like it
yeah,
is like almost the same, but not, yeah, like the
yeah.
slipstream
There's
helped a bit. So yeah.
yeah, definitely, definitely. But still, great job, great race. Thank you for putting on this great of a show, all three of you. And
Let's take a quick look at the standings.
yeah, exactly.
So in number one, we have a new position with Lozy with 43. In second with 40 is Goose. Both of you tied with one win each, so definitely a fully open way to go there. Number three, we have Jesper. I believe he just started up this season. I don't remember seeing
Yep,
him last year.
correct. And a P5
He's got
and a
22
P4.
points. Pretty impressive so far. In fourth, we have Luca Panebianco. He's doing much better this season than he was last season. He's tied with Cadillac, also in P4. Both of you have 18 points. Cadillac, you still got a whole bunch of time to bring it back and been in the top 3, so we
Yeah,
expect a
we'll
lot
see.
out of you. In sixth, we have Roland Beasley. Roland didn't show up today. His brother Stel did. Stel's much further down. In seventh, we have Andre Reyes. He's also tied with Edvin. Edvin is also in 12th. Edvin did pretty well last year. A couple of podiums for him. Same thing with Race. Both were not actually getting wins, but definitely in the contention for the top spaces. Then we have Taylor. Taylor's with 10 points, followed close up by Emilio with 7. And then behind that is the man who created the car himself, Mr. Diego.
I don't know who that guy is.
I don't.
Seems
Who
like
knows?
very poor driver. I'm very poor commentator. No, but I must admit now, I was confusing the Beasley brothers all race long because I thought it was Ronald who was in P9 during the race, and it's his brother Stel. Great to have you both here. Yeah, but sorry for the misunderstanding during the live stream.
I think Stel did also have a few issues, at least at the beginning. He spun a couple of times, but that's just how racing goes sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, next
So-
week we have a bye week. We might do a special one-off.
Maybe.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to look if Rainbow Road will load correctly. No, not Rainbow Road. What's the name of the track? Royal Raceway or something like that will load correctly.
Royal
And if it
Raceway,
does,
yeah.
we may have something fun and out of the FSGP series for everyone to enjoy. And then after that, it's back to a regular schedule with the Japanese FSGP in one of the best GPK tracks there are, GPK Suzuka.
Yeah,
So-
Suzuka's great regardless of what the size of the track is. It is by far
Yeah.
one of my most favorite tracks.
Yeah,
Suzuka and
exactly.
Spa. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Join us on
we'll-
April 5th at 1800 UTC. There are still a couple of spots open if you want to join. We're at 19 out of 22 right now.
So yeah, so see you then, and thank you everyone for racing, watching the live stream, and the continued support.
Okay. Thank you. And
Have a good night.
See you next time. Bye.
Oh my god. I gotta say.